So here we have the first thing we're going to look at today for these Sugar Smacks badges. Sugar Smacks was a breakfast cereal that was produced by Kellogg's, and these ones came out in 1971/1972, and were a highly popular promotion for the cereal back then. Obviously, Pertwee was the doctor, and this is an advertisement taken from a magazine at the time, a kids comic, and it does show the original cereal box there, and the 6 badges that you could actually get in the cereal. Now, that box itself is extremely rare. A copy actually surfaced recently, an example of it. I mean, it sold on eBay last year, so this is in 2018, for £799 and 99p. So someone paid 800 quid basically for an empty cereal box because it is that rare. I've seen reproductions of it which are produced in much smaller size. It's an actual box but much smaller with the artwork on, and I was hoping to get one of those before shooting this video, but the chap who was making them appears to have stopped making them for now. But they're a really good way of doing it. So let's have a look at the actual badges themselves, and I'll pop this advert over here. So there is the Doctor first of all, and I remember very much getting these back in the 80s when I started really getting into Doctor Who and Doctor Who collecting. Was about 82, 83, and these badges were everywhere. I mean, you could pick them up in charity shops or sort of like market stalls and things. They weren't exactly hard to get hold of. There's Joe Grant. I've got mine are in fairly good nick, but you need to make sure that these age on the back really badly, so you don't want to get anything that's too damaged. 1971 copy right there. This is Joe Grant. Got the Brigadier. So, I did have a cursory check on eBay, and these are still readily available if you'd like to track us it down. There is only 6 in the set, so it's not too difficult to get. I think Bessie's perhaps the most common one I found. You could get Bessie. And yeah, you could either pick them up in a set, or what's cheaper is to pick them up individually, pay maybe between £5 and £10 for each badge, with the exception of the very last one, which we'll go to in a minute. So it's the Delgado Master. And there wasn't a lot of memorabilia ever produced at the time with Delgado's likeness on. This is one of those few pieces. I think this one seems to be the hardest to get, which is the unit emblem. It's a shame it's not white, and I'm not really sure why it's yellow. But that seems to be the hardest of them all, and that might be sort of double what the rest of them fetch. Absolutely love these, and yeah, if you ever come across them, always pick them out. They got a really particular style. Now, when I was researching this, I came across a seller on eBay who had done some new badges. As you can see, they're smaller than the originals, but done in the same sort of style, with the same era of characters as well. So I'm guessing the artist was a bit of a fan of the early 70s Doctor Who, because that's what these all relate to, or the Pertwee era at least. And these were ones that were never produced officially, but they're in the same style. So you see there, we've got the Auton, Sarah Jane Smith, a rare bit of Liz Shaw memorabilia there. Richard Franklin there, Captain Yates, and John Levine as Bentham. And you got some of the allies. So this Sea Devil one I think is brilliant. I mean, that is so good. So I mean, I'd definitely wear that today. The Silurian, once again, fantastic. Axon, and finally the classic Dalek image, which is brilliant, isn't it? Now, these are available on eBay, and I think they're only about £8.99 for the set of 9 badges, including the postage. So they're well worth grabbing yourself a set, because I think they really complement the originals really well. and you can buy them individually as well. And while I was looking at these, and I will put some photos of these, I came across some more online. Now these aren't commercially available, at least not that I could see, but they might be on some of the sites such as like Pinterest and Etsy, and these are homemade. And I found a chap who'd done the first and second Doctors as well as the Peter Cushing film Doctor. He'd done badges for those, and I came across another person who'd done the latest Doctor. Jodie Whittaker had been put into one of these badges, these style badges as well. So I will include photos of those and drop them into the video when I put this one together. But there we are. So I hope you've enjoyed that little look at these great badges. Certainly I like them, and they're a cheap and cheerful piece of Doctor Who memorabilia, and not too difficult to get at that.